about some of the poetry she'd been writing and how she'd used her assistive technology to help her on that journey. And so, by popular demand, we've asked her or dragged her back. As you can see, we've called it even pinker. I think she'll explain why it's called that, if any of you aren't aware. I just wanted to start by doing a little sort of introduction about what's happened sort of since last time to now. So obviously Ruth's now in year 10, so she's kind of moving towards GCSEs and beyond. So the school have been working really hard to find ways to make her a little bit more independent in all sorts of different ways. Some of the things that she's done, for example, is this cookery club. You can see she's thrown herself into it, as she does with everything, with great gusto. You can see her doing some activities there. Another thing that when the school told me they were doing, I thought, really? Was taking Ruth on an outward bounds course, which is a residential. And so there's a picture here of her carrying wood, or I don't even know what she's doing, and sort of really joining in with the whole event. And so some of you might think, oh, well, that's quite good. Surely that's enough. No. That is her abseiling down the side of the building. Because not to be beaten, Ruth decided to throw herself literally into that as well. And that's Katie, that's her TA next to her, who was hoping to be here today, and because of the exams was unable to be so. But she obviously has been really supportive of Ruth all along. And the final picture, I'm sorry, I'm going to show it. Look at her face. So, with that, I'm going to hand you over to Ruth, who is going to tell you a little bit more about being even pinker 1 year old.
I'm back. Yeah. Did you miss me? Because I missed you. If you don't know who I am or have no idea what's going on, then hey, I'm Ruth Caputa. I was here last year. I was that girl who read endless deep poem and trauma dumped on all of you. But don't worry, we ended up laughing about my trauma in a good way. And we ended up becoming best friends. Well, best friends in my head. If we didn't become best friends in your head, and if you don't want to be best friends, I'm sorry I forced you to be best friends. I get attached to people easily. If you were here and saw me last year, welcome back. How are you and how's life? Oh yeah, I also talked a bit about how CENMAC helped me with everything. Their appointment helped me with everything. When we spoke last year, I told you all about how I was born with liver and kidney failure and spent the first year of my life in the hospital. I have cerebral palsy, and that means my left side doesn't work as well as my right. And I have dyspraxia and a lot of other medical conditions that I can't get into because they only gave me a 20-minute time slot. It makes things like writing and using my hands tricky. I also get really tired and my sugar drops and I have seizures sometimes. Which isn't fun. I wear glasses to help me see better, which is ironic. Seeing I broke my glasses. I use a wheelchair to move around the school, which helped me a lot. I really want to do things by myself and be independent. I have a teaching assistant who helped me in lessons, and that means I can still join in and do my best. As a young girl, I was told about CENMAC by the occupational therapist people because I find handwriting hard. My hand gets tired quickly and it's tough to finish my work with a pen or pencil. Even when I was little, I always had a lot to say. I'm quite a chatterbox. CENMAC helped me to find different ways to get my ideas out, especially with writing. At first, I used a laptop with a trackball because a normal mouse was too hard to control. The trackball was much easier for me to move around. Then I started secondary school. I had to write a lot more, so I began using Clicker. Clicker helped me build sentences by choosing words and phrases. It gave me word suggestions, and read them out loud, which was super helpful. As I got older and more confident, I started using a regular keyboard. CENMAC gave me that worked really well for me. I also used WordCue, which suggests words while I type and read them back to me so I can check my spelling and grammar. And when my hands get really tired, I use voice detection to say what I want to write. It types it out for me. Now I'm getting older, I'm starting to think about my GCSEs, which sucks. Especially GCSE history. Don't tell my history teacher. I need more help with reading and writing harder stuff. Read and write is a tool that's going to really help me. I already use it to read text out loud to me, which is great when I'm tired or find words tricky. Sometimes my brain works faster than my eyes, so hearing things help me understand better. It also has tools that explain words or break them down so if I don't know what someone means, I can get help without always needing to ask someone. That helps me feel more independent. There's a highlighter tool too. so I can pick out the important bits when I'm reading. And it can help me make notes after. I think what I will be that will be really helpful when I have to revise. I then use it to check my spelling and grammar, which is something I get wrong sometimes, especially when I'm rushing or tired. I feel like read and write is going to help me to do my best work, just like everyone else.
So the tool that Ruth is talking about is read and write by Everway. We've moved her across onto that now because, as we said, we're really trying to get her as independent going forward as possible. And read and write is a tool that sort of combines all the other tools that she's used in the past, but also is able to be used in exams. So the idea will be that will become her normal way of working, and then next year she'll be able to use some of the tools to actually set her GCSE exams. The one she was talking about there was the one she's using currently already is the reading text aloud tool, which is great when she's written something, because as you can imagine, she's got a lot to say and writes it and types it and speaks it very quickly. Sometimes she needs to hear it back to really sort of get everything sorted in her head. So that's been where we've started from. But also the dictionary tool is great for helping her to understand key words or short phrases that she's not understood, and it explains to her what they are. And then, as she said, when she's typing quickly and her hands are tired, sometimes she makes spelling mistakes, and so the spelling and grammar check is really helpful for her to be able to make the corrections, find the corrections, and not have to rely on somebody else finding them for her. And she's also started using the highlighting tool. At the moment she's just using it as a highlighter, but the plan is as we go forward. That's really powerful for revision purposes because it's got multi-colours, and then you can use the colours to sort your revision so that you can have keywords in pink and a different thing in yellow, and she'll be able to navigate her way around that. So those are the 4 key tools that we're starting to work on now, and obviously that can only increase as we go further forward. Over to you.
If you were here last time, you remember me talking about my book of poems. And you may also remember that there were little surprises under your seats. Well, this year, we've done it again. So you might want to have a look.
Some of you will find something hidden under your seats. There's only a few. There's one that's just kind of behind you, so if you can pretend that's where you're sitting. There will be some. And as there's quite a few spare seats, please feel free to rummage.
I guess I'm going to play.
I can see one just there.
Oh, just here.
Do you want it?
I'm supposed to sit here.
I'm sorry, I couldn't remember what I said. Oh, thank you.
If you have not been lucky this time, you can buy it using the QR code behind me. Please leave a review. I'm in the process of writing my second book. If I get enough reviews on the first one, I'll publish the second one. So this year, I have been writing a play that follows the life of a girl called Irene, who has cerebral palsy and also suffers with dyspraxia, but this is undiagnosed. We learn about all her challenges that she faces when she is in school. Can you guess who the character is based on? My play has been entered in the Royal Court Young Playwrights Award and has been accepted for the first round. The Young Playwrights Award is a great chance for young people who enjoy writing plays. By the Royal Court Theatre in London, the award helps young writers to develop their ideas and turn them into real plays. Winners get to work with professional playwrights and the opportunity to have their play performed on stage. I have submitted my entry and I'm looking forward to see what happens.
So, against my better judgment, I have agreed to act a little scene from Ruth's play. And I've got to apologise to several people before we start. I've got to apologise to Ruth for not doing it justice. I've also got to apologise to Bear, my colleague sitting right here, and you'll see why in a moment. So, the scene takes place in a French class. So, how do we say hello in French? What's on? No, Irene! I thought we went over this last week. It's bonjour!
I'm sorry. Sometimes I forget Sometimes I can't remember.
Didn't you do the homework?
I did, but everything from the homework and last lesson escaped my mind.
Okay, year 10, let's sit up straight and we are going to do clicks and shakes. Click if you know the answer and shake if you're not sure of the answer.
Yes, Irene, but you know I can't click or shake.
Well,
Miss Conrad, you know I struggle with cooking and because of my special needs.
well, if you cannot click, just clap.
It's not the same. I want to feel like the other kids. In the wise words of Steve Spielberg, neurodivergency may be every bit as crucial for the human race as biodiversity is for life in general. So if you think you might be an Irene, please go to a doctor because that diagnosis could change your life and life may make more sense. Hope you enjoyed that. Any questions?
just going to put on the screen a poem that she read for us last year. So you heard this if you were here last year, but I'm just going to leave it there for anyone that wants to read that as we're finishing. And if there are no further questions.
Can I just ask, Ruth, if your play is successful, will it be performed at the Royal Court?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Wow. What GCSEs are you going to do?
Not French, no.
That's okay, she was terrible at the French teacher.
I'm doing history, media, math, science, English. I'm also doing religious studies and functional skills.
Well, good luck.
So she's chosen a lot of really heavy writing GCSEs, which is why we're really going to push hard.
I mean, I think the guys from Eva were really good. Yeah, the guys from the software. So.